Welcome. I'd love to invite you on a little journey with me today. We're going to explore the heart of a really powerful and, let's be honest, often misunderstood biblical idea. We're going to try to quiet all the noise, set aside the confusion, and see if we can find the beautiful truth right at the center of the tithe.
Have you ever noticed that when the word tithe comes up, your heart just does a little squeeze? Maybe a feeling of obligation or even a little bit of guilt creeps in. If so, you are definitely not alone. It can so easily feel like just another bill we have to pay. But what if? What if it was always meant to be a joy we get to give? That's the question we're going to explore together.
Oh man, these questions, they can really make your head spin, can't they? We get so many conflicting messages. Some people warn us about financial ruin if we don't tithe, while others are promising incredible prosperity if we do. I've even heard of people who, out of fear, use their rent money to pay their tithe. Okay, let's pause. Let's all take a deep breath together and just step away from all this modern pressure for a minute. To find the real heart of this thing, we need to go back. I mean, way back. So here's what I want us to do. I want you to join me on a journey to ancient Israel. Let's try to see what this all looked like, what it felt like when it first began, long before our modern questions ever even existed. Now, when we get there, the first thing we find is this ancient Hebrew word, eser. And what's so amazing is how simple it is. It's not a loaded, complicated theological term. It literally just means a tenth. That's it. It's a measurement, a portion. This is our starting point. No weight, no obligation, just a simple description.
So how was this tenth actually used? Well, it wasn't just one thing. It was actually part of this beautiful, intricate system. The first tenth went to the Levites, the temple workers who didn't own any land for farming. Basically, they served the community, so the community supported them. Then, the Levites themselves would give a tenth of their portion to the priests. And finally, every third year, a special tenth was set aside for the most vulnerable people, the foreigner, the orphan, and the widow.
Can you see the picture that's starting to form? This wasn't about dropping money in a collection plate. This was a beautiful, interconnected system of community care. It was like the lifeblood of the society, the very rhythm that made sure everyone was looked after.
But you know how things go. As history moves forward, something starts to shift. This beautiful principle of generosity, of love and action, slowly begins to transform into something that feels very, very different.
Let's just follow this timeline and see how it happens. In the book of Samuel, the people ask God for a king, and they're warned. They're told, this new king is going to demand an eser, a tenth, not as a gift from your heart, but as a tax. Then, fast forward a bit, and the Roman Empire comes along and enforces its own 10% tax. All of a sudden, a word that was once connected to worship and caring for your neighbor was now tied to the demands of an earthly empire.
And this, right here, just lays it all out so clearly. You can see the change in the motive, can't you? What began as a pure expression of love became a heavy sense of duty. What used to support your neighbor, your community, now supported a distant empire. A free act of generosity became a cold, hard obligation to pay. The heart was literally being squeezed right out of it.
Just pause here for a second. I really want you to try and imagine it. Imagine you're standing there, an Israelite farmer. You feel the dirt under your feet, the sun on your neck. How would this shift feel in your heart? When something you once gave with joy to care for your neighbor is now demanded from you by a soldier to fund a power you barely even know, what would that change inside of you?
And that feeling, that knot in your stomach you just imagined, that's it. That is the whole point. That brings us right to the heart of the matter, both then and now. It's not about the percentage. It was never really about the percentage. It has always been about the motive. It's about the why behind what we give.
You see, those specific commands to tithe in the Old Testament were tied directly to the temple and its system of priests. And when the temple was gone, those laws weren't really applicable in the same exact way anymore. But the principle behind them, the beautiful spirit of generosity, oh, that is absolutely timeless. And today we are invited to embrace that spirit. Now get a load of this incredible mindset from an inventor named R.G. Lee Tourneau. He wasn't asking, how much do I have to give? He completely flipped the question on its head. He asked, how much do I really need to keep? He saw giving not as a loss, but as the main event, and he ended up giving away 90% of his income. This was a man whose generosity was so radical, he became a millionaire many times over before he even bought his first home.
So here's the bottom line. Let's just boil it all down.
A tax is about duty and law. We pay it to avoid consequences. It feels cold. But a true tithe, in its original spirit, is all about the heart. It's an opportunity to express love. It's not something we have to do, it's something we get to do.
So after all that, where does this leave us today? It means we can breathe. It means we can be free. Free from the law, free from the fear, and free from all the confusion. And standing in that freedom, we receive this beautiful invitation.
This is the timeless spirit of the tithe. It's an opportunity for us to put love into action. It's a chance for our hearts to exercise that beautiful muscle of generosity. And it's a powerful way that we can join in caring for others, just like they did in that ancient community.
So let's just forget about the rules and the percentages for a moment. Let's release all that pressure we put on ourselves. And instead, let's just sit with this one simple, beautiful question. In your life, right here, right now, what might joyful generosity look like for you?